do sit down, take your time. Everything this evening is going to be done in a lot slower pace. So yeah, definitely today it's been one of those days where I was sat on the sofa earlier doing a bit of planning, and I just put everything down. The kids were having a moment, and I was like, right, we're all going for a walk. So I got out, we went out, only got back about half an hour ago actually. It just needed some fresh air, needed to get out. I'm sure many others have, not necessarily today, but there's been days where you just got that feeling you just need to get out, maybe a bit of cabin fever. So tonight we're going to move really slow, okay? We're going to really tune into ourselves, our breath and our body. And with the breath, I want you to almost imagine that you are breathing in that space, okay? And with the exhales, that you're just finding ways to soften through the body and just to get rid of any tension, any stress, any things that we sort of hold on to. And in this practice this evening, it's all about having that stability. So we still have that length through the spine as we sit here cross-legged. And if cross-legged isn't comfortable, you can come onto a chair, or you can come to lie down briefly if you want to. But it's about maintaining that length. So we still maintain that stability through the spine, through the hips, but we have some of that yummy sort of softness through the body. So we don't need to grip everywhere. We can still maintain that length and stability whilst having that softness in the body. So just take a moment to find that. So find those sit bones, either on the cushion, maybe on the ground. Find that connection. And with your next breath in, just start to have that length, that real nice, almost like that stretch through either side of the spine, going all the way to the crown of the head. So we're lifting up through the front body, and that groundedness through the back body. And something that a teacher said to me years ago about the upward lift through the front and the groundedness going down the back, and it just really resonated with me. And it's something that I obviously now use when I'm teaching it, and it's just a really nice way for me to feel that in the body. So sometimes things work, and sometimes they sort of resonate with you, and you can really visualize what that means. So sometimes you just need something a little bit different said, and then you're like, I get it. So just tune in to the breath here. Don't worry too much about whether anything was right or wrong. I just want you to feel that breath into your body. Hands are relaxed. Shoulders are relaxed. Almost like that wash of water as you breathe in, cleansing the body, and as you breathe out, washing all those impurities, all those toxins away. Take another breath here. And keeping those eyes closed, we're going to continue to breathe, but we're going to introduce that box breath. So just continue to breathe for a moment through your own rhythm, and I will explain the breath. So what we're going to do, we're going to inhale for 4, we're going to hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4, and continue that cycle. It's almost like you can imagine that you are drawing a box with your breath. So just take another full, complete breath here. Settle in. Relax through those shoulders. On your next inhale. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. And continue out. Relax through the shoulders. Keep going. One more round here. Wherever you are, take that breath in. Hold. Breath out. Hold. Breathe in. Go back to your normal breathing. Just notice how you feel. Box breath is a really nice breathing practice to do before you go to bed. It's just a nice way to count with the breath. Sometimes you even fall asleep whilst practicing this breath. And if holding the breath is too much, you can reduce the hold so you're not retaining the breath for as long, so maybe 2 beats instead of 4. It just allows you to calm the mind and to focus on what you're doing. Inhale here. Exhale, drop the head towards the chest, so chin to chest. Feel that stretch. Gently opening your eyes. Gazing down towards your feet. You can keep the height underneath your hips if you want to, or you can gently move it out of the way. Remaining in a seated position. So if you need to uncross the legs and put them in a different way now, you can. Inhale, lifting the head up. Keeping the left hand where it is, just bring your right hand to the floor. I'm going to bring the right fingertips. You can bring the palm, but I'm just going to bring the fingertips. And from here, I'm going to drop the left ear towards the left shoulder. Just feel that stretch to the neck. So I've had some real tightness in the left side of my head. Quite often I've been waking up with quite a lot of neck pain. I've changed my pillow and things and not sure what it is. So I'm just working with it at the moment. So just really breathe into this space. Breathe into the right side of the neck, the side that is open. But I'm actually feeling it more in this left side here. But just take a breath, and then this left hand that's resting on the left knee, you can bring it to just gently rest on the head. And we're not using the weight of the arm to pull the head down. It's just gently resting there, just stretching through the neck. Breathing deep. Feel free, you can even add that count into the inhales and exhales here. Just to really slow down that breath. Just stretching into the neck. Holding for a little bit longer than we normally would. Just breathing. Can you drop this right shoulder away from the right ear a little bit further. Maybe the palm starts to stretch down towards the ground a bit more. Keeping the head where it is, release the left hand. Notice how heavy that hand was on the head. Release the left hand to the left thigh. And then from here, you're going to roll your chin to your chest. Bring the right hand back onto the right knee. And then slowly lift your head back up to center. Just notice how that feels. Left hand comes down. So we're just going to repeat. Left hand comes down. You're now going to stretch your neck towards the right side. So right ear comes over towards the right shoulder. Dropping that ear down. Fingertips on the floor. Right hand rested on the thigh. But drop that right elbow down. It allows you to just drop the shoulder away from the ear. So I always like to say, like we're tagging a little bit of weight into that right elbow. And then maybe lifting the left hand, the right hand, and bring it onto the head. Just notice the weight here. Notice the stretch. Try not to sort of pull down on your head. Keeping that length through the spine, just using the weight of the hand just to hold the head there. Maybe even on those exhales, you might find a little bit more of a stretch, but again, we're not pulling the head. Taking a full breath. Maybe the palm of that left hand can come towards the ground. Notice how that feels when you stretch that hand, like push away with that hand. Definitely feeling this evening. Hopefully it feels nice for you. Take one more breath. Keeping the head where it is, release the right hand. And then rolling the chin towards the chest. So coming back to center. Bringing the hands to the knees. Just take a moment here, stretching all the way into the back of the head. Inhale, lifting the head back up to center. Just roll those shoulders forward and back. Just notice how you feel here. And then return it, go the other way. Reverse. Lovely. Okay, from here, who would like you to bring the right heel in towards your groin, okay, so in towards your pelvis, and just send your left foot out. You can situate yourself a bit different on the mat if you want your foot on the mat instead of off the mat. It's entirely up to you. Just get situated here, gently looking over towards that left leg. Take a little bit of height. So we really worked into the hips and the legs yesterday. So just notice how they're feeling. What we're doing here is we're dropping this right hip down. The inner thigh is dropping down. And I want you to imagine, think tree pose with your legs. So imagine that you're really pushing your legs in towards each other. There isn't that great movement. We're not trying to cause any tension. I just want you to think tree pose. So there's awareness through the legs. It's amazing how when you have that visualization of a balance, how everything switches on slightly. My legs become a little bit firmer, sitting up nice and tall. And then just slowly walk your hands down your leg as far as you can go. And you can stay here, you can rest on your knee, on your side, maybe on your shin. Maybe your right hand can reach over towards the outside of that left foot, getting more of a stretch. Dropping the head down, so you get more of a stretch into this right hip, right side. Just breathing deep here. Taking a couple more breaths. Try and allow your body to settle into the breath, into the harmony of the breath. You allow that expansion on the inhale. And you really allow that softness, maybe coming into the stretch a little bit more on that exhale. There's always places that you can soften a little bit more, places that you didn't even realise you were holding on to. Wherever you are, take one more breath. You can change the hold. Maybe if you're holding on to the outside of your foot, you've changed your hands to somewhere else. Getting a stretch somewhere else into the body. And then slowly coming all the way up. From here, we've done this pose before. We're just going to keep the right leg where it is. Come onto the right hand and just spin this left leg behind you. You can be as much, well, you can take up as much space as you want to here. So just allow you to have a little bit of space. We're just going to come to a twist here and then we'll go on to the other side. So inhale, roll those shoulders back. Bring the left hand over towards the right knee and just take a twist to the right side. Notice what goes on in the hip. The right hand comes behind you and just open up here. No need to push it, but just feel this twist. So my hips are grounded. I'm not lifting up through, I'm twisting at the waist. Breathing deep. Feel free to close your eyes in any of these poses this evening. Really tuning into the breath. Where can you find that sukha, that ease? Come back through center, take the twist the other way. So the right hand comes to the left side. Just notice how different this feels. Quite restricted in this left side. Hand on that right thigh, just twisting around. Being mindful of this left knee. It's amazing how much awareness is needed into this left leg when we twist towards the left side. Navel draws in. Exhale, coming back through center. Releasing this left leg, so bringing it back round, and we're going to switch to the other side. So left heel comes in towards the groin, right foot out. And again, just think tree pose. So just think that awareness that you're inviting that in, okay? So it's amazing how if you just sit here, and then when you imagine that you're pushing your foot, your bottom foot, that right foot, into the floor, and the left foot, and start to activate just slightly through the legs. The core switches on. It's amazing how everything stacks up just with that different awareness there. So just take a moment. Use that breath, maybe invite that Ujjayi breath, that victorious breath. So you should start to hear just that little sound, slight restriction in the back of the throat. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. On your next inhale, looking towards that right leg, and then just slowly on your exhale, start to fold over. Again, decide whether you're going to stay here. Maybe you interlace the hands and you can reach the foot and you're here. Maybe you hold on to the outside of the foot. Again, you can take a twist here. You can have your hand placed on the outside of the shin, just twisting over. So don't feel like you have to be all the way down here. But just start to feel that stretch into that left hip, into the side body, maybe into the back and the back of this right leg. So settle in again, find the harmony in the breath, slightly moving the body. Notice how the body moves when you breathe. Using the inhales to cleanse, exhale to rinse through. Navel draws back on those exhales. Take another breath here. Really feeling into the body. And on your next inhale, slowly making your way back up. From here, just lean to the left, bringing your right foot behind you. Activate through these hips. Just notice what's going on here. Sitting up nice and tall, and bringing your right hand to your left knee, left hand behind you, and just twist here. How does it feel to this side? How does this hip feel? You can have awareness through this hip by activating that right foot, just flexing through the foot. Sitting up nice and tall, inviting that breath in. Exhale, slowly take the twist to the other side. Inhale. Exhale. Come back through center. Uncross the legs. We're going to make our way over onto all fours now. So just slowly does it. Take your time. These transitions are important as well. So from here, just coming onto all fours. And just notice first of all how you feel here. Notice how the back of the body feels, how the legs feel, and then I want you to shift your hips all the way back. So just coming to this kneeling pose. Again, if this is too much, you can put a blanket underneath the knees. We are going to be working underneath the knees, but also underneath the thighs. So you can have a roll up blanket here. We're going to work on the knees through just a few little things for a few moments, and then we'll switch over. So from here, just coming to some calmer sun salutations, all low to the ground. We're going to inhale, lift the arms up, reaching through the arms. Exhale, just folding down, coming into like a child's pose, but your hands are coming underneath your shoulders, dropping your head towards the floor. Inhale, keeping your hips low, push up through your hands, looking forward towards the front of the mat, roll your shoulders back. So almost imagine like your cobra or your cow pose here. Exhale, lowering the head back down towards the floor. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Coming on to high knees. Exhale, hands to heart. You can do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, sinking the hips back, folding forwards, hands come underneath the shoulders, almost like you're bowing, like you're praying. Inhale, open up the chest, hands remain on the floor, opening up through the shoulders. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the hands left to right, rising all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Lovely. And again, inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, hands come left to right as they fold down, hips come back, hands come underneath the shoulders. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, looking forward towards the front. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, reaching the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. You can keep the blanket underneath your thighs if you need to. We're just going to add on slightly now. So from here, we're going to inhale. Exhale, this time hands come down to the floor. Like we did last week, you're going to slide forward with the hands. Just drop the hips only a little bit, so we're not dropping them all the way to the floor. Just dropping them down, slightly rolling the shoulders back. Exhale, sink the hips back, drag the hands all the way back into a child's pose. Inhale, high knees, sweep your arms left to right. Exhale, hands to heart. 2 more of those. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, palms face forward as you come down to the ground with the hands. Sorry, I've got something digging in my foot. Slide the hands forward, drop the hips slightly, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, shift the hips back, slide the hands back on your mat. And then as you do, inhale, sweep the arms out left to right. Exhale, hands come to heart. Last one of these. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forwards. Feel your body move here. Maybe close your eyes. Inhale, slide the hands forward, drop the hips slightly. Exhale, coming back, drawing those hands back, child pose. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, hands to heart. Adding on, so if you need to put anything underneath your knees, you can. We're going to inhale, open the arms up. Exhale, the hands come down into our tabletop position. Step the left foot forward. Inhale, open up through the chest. Exhale, just roll the hips back, maybe lifting the toes forward. Inhale here. Exhale, left knee comes back, shift the hips back. A modified child's pose with the hands out in front. Inhale, coming back up to that tabletop. Step that left foot forward. Exhale. Inhale, open up through the chest. Exhale, rolling back. Maybe lifting the toes of this left foot, shifting the hips back slightly. Exhale, coming forward. Inhale again here. Exhale, plant the hands. Right knee comes back, shifting back into child's pose. One more each side. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, step that foot. Inhale, open up through the shoulders. Exhale, drawing that left foot back, shifting back with the hips, getting a nice stretch. You can walk the hands back a little bit if you want to. Inhale, rolling through the shoulders, coming forward. Exhale, left knee comes back, shifting the hips back. Inhale, coming up. Step that foot forward on an exhale and then come forward. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, slow lunge. Exhale, shifting the hips back, lifting the toes. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, open up through the chest. Exhale, shifting back. Right knee comes to join the left, and then decide whether you want the knees to go a little bit wider. Exhale into our child's pose. And when we arrive in child's pose, either rest your hands underneath your forehead. You can rest your forehead on your hands. Maybe your arms are out in front. And we're going to take 3 more breaths here. So just breathing nice and deep. Notice how that little sequence through the body. Try not to put any pressure. Any pressure that's not needed on the body. There's just a variation of some salutations that can be done kneeling. They don't always have to be done standing. Inhale, coming back up. Walk the knees underneath your hips. Just come back slightly, so you could come onto to sit on your heels here. If not, you can come to high knees. What I want you to do is interlace your hands behind you, open up through your chest, and then you're going to start to fold forwards with your head and tuck the crown of your head on the floor. You can have your toes curled under, or you can be on the top of your feet, and then just start to lift your hand, maybe rolling onto the crown of the head a little bit more. So it's entirely up to you whether you want the toes on the ground, getting some movement here. Head is lower than the heart. So this is like a slight inversion, hair pose. Breathing deep. If this is too much, you can just come back here and just lift the arms. So don't feel like you have to rock forward here. If you're in full hair, when you come out of it, you might notice that sudden rush of energy, which will then also calm you. We're going to take 2 more breaths here. Exhale, shifting back onto your heels. Release your hands. Inhale, rolling up. And as you roll up, just pause. Just notice how that feels in the body there. Find the breath. From here, you're going to come forward onto your hands and knees and just step your right foot forward. And again, we're just going to get some movement in here. So just start to stretch through the hips, through the foot, through the pelvis. So you can really start to drop down, feeling those hip flexors. Just a little bit of movement. And then start to walk your right foot out. Bring your right hand on the inside of that right foot. You can walk this left leg back a little bit by using your toes and your knee to just walk it back. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you bring a block down to cradle or to rest your head on. It can be up high. We're just going to take a breath. So come into any position that works for you. So it might just be in this lizard pose that your hands are here. Maybe you're on your fingertips. Maybe this is where you're working. Just notice how that feels in the hips. So I don't want you to push it too far. This should feel like a nice stretch, not like you're in pain or just screaming to come out of it. Maybe you can lower your forearms down to the ground. You might need to turn your toes off your mat slightly depending on your hips. Okay, we're all different. So just looking after yourself here. Noticing whether you're causing any tension in the shoulders, just relaxing down. Find the breath. Two more breaths here. On your next inhale, bringing your hands down to the ground, slowly coming up. Decide, it's entirely up to you. You can bring your right hand to rest on the inside of your right knee and just start to open up slightly. The sole of your foot will start to lift off the ground. You can look out towards the right side. So just working into the sit. We've done this before. This is too much. Bring it back. And then slowly come back. From here, just lifting that back knee, pivot yourself around to the left side of your mat. So you can come into a standing forward fold, wide-legged. So just be here, find a position that works, already down low. So maybe that movement that we've been doing in the hips and the sun salutations, you might have a little bit more flexibility here, so just notice. Maybe your hands can start to face behind you, dropping the head down towards the earth. Don't feel like you have to push anything too far here, okay? So just be in a nice wide-legged forward fold. One that works for you. You can hold on the outside of the ankles and just start to use that, possibly pull you deeper. Close your eyes, notice if you're leaning back or leaning forward. Quite often we lean back in this pose, so maybe just see if you can shift your weight forward slightly. Careful not to topple over. 3 breaths. On your next exhale, just release your hands and slowly walk your hands now towards your left foot. So you're coming to the back of your mat. Lower your right knee, and we're just going to come to this side, to your left leg. So just start to get a little bit of movement in here, just shifting forward and back with those hips. Notice how this side feels. And then feel free to bring that left hand on the inside. You don't have to, you can just keep working here, folding forward over this left leg. And you can work into this pose. If you want to take it further, coming into lizard, just bring your left hand on the inside of that left foot. Walk that left foot out a little bit wider and then dropping the hip. So I'm just going to come to the other side of my mat just so you can see this side. So you're here and just decide if you walk that foot off slightly. You can rock the hips here. If you need a bit more height, you can even bring the blocks in front of you to just lift you up further. Maybe you have a book or cushion or something just to give a bit more height if you need it. Maybe you can bring your arms down to the floor. So just decide what works for you. Take a breath wherever you arrive and then settle in for 3 breaths. Remembering that those exhales are about finding that groundedness, that sukha, that ease, that focus, the stira. Taking one more breath here. Make it count. On your next inhale, slowly walking the hands up. And then again, just deciding whether you want to bring the hand to the left, inside of that left knee, rolling that leg and the foot open, just taking that stretch. This is too much, come back. Really find that breath. Use that breath. Exhale audibly if you need to. So really allow that breath to release, to come out from the body, and then slowly rolling it back. From here, just sending the left leg behind you and just take a stretch back. The hands remain forward. You'll be facing the other side of your mat now. So take it, you're at the back of the mat, just feel that stretch. Maybe the forehead comes down to the ground. My toes are curled under because from here, we are going to come into one downward dog this evening. Decide whether you want to take it wider, so maybe your hands are wider. Maybe once you come up, that your feet are a little bit wider. But move into it with ease, with softness, and with slowness. So we're not going to just move straight into it and come into that dog. I really want you to feel it into the body. So pushing into the hands, lifting up through your upper body as you then start to push into your heels, lifting those hips. Maybe this feels like the best downward dog you've ever done. You can take the feet wide. The hands could be wide, your knees can be really bent. We're going to take 3 breaths here. So decide what works for you. So I've got my feet as wide as the mat and my knees bent, my hands as wide as the mat. Just trying to find some softness here. One more breath. And then slowly walk your feet into the middle of your mat and your hands back to your feet, dropping your head down towards the ground. So just coming into a wide-footed forward fold. So your feet can be a little bit wider than they normally are. Find a little bit of softness here. I apologise for my dogs barking, they've been really noisy today. Maybe you heard them, maybe you didn't. Just take another breath, softness, making sure you're not locking through those knees. These forward folds, as I've said many times, so good for the nervous system. Literally, it's one of the most calming things you can do. That's why coming into a child pose, forward folds, they're really important for the practice, just to calm the nervous system to balance it out. Take another breath here. And then really soften through the knees, hands come to the feet. Tuck the chin into the chest if you haven't already. And then slowly just roll it up. So we haven't been into standing at all this practice. So just notice as you arrive. You can roll through those shoulders if you want to, so moving the shoulders forward and back. So then staying where you are, if you wish, I'm just going to move to the side facing you. So from here, we're just going to inhale, open up through the arms, remaining standing, and then interlace the hands and bring the hands behind your head. Exhale fully here. I then want you to inhale, open up through your chest, maybe even pushing the head into the hands, really building strength into the neck. And as you exhale, bring your elbows towards each other, navel starts to draw in, chin comes in towards the chest, knees start to bend as you roll it down. Instead of rolling all the way down to the floor, you're going to start to then straighten through your legs, chin in towards your chest, still holding onto your head. Take a breath. It's like you're cradling your head with your hands, with your upper arms and elbows. Bend your knees. Inhale, come back up the same way, pushing through the feet, moving slowly. Open up through the elbows. And one more time. Exhale, chin to chest. Follow that all the way down. You can keep your knees bent here if you want to, coming into a forward fold with a head hold. Oh, I'm a poet. Didn't know it. Take a breath. Inhale, pushing through the feet, lifting up. Opening up through the arms, through the chest. Exhale, release the hands. Just take a moment here to pause, close your eyes, check in with how you're doing. And then exhale, coming down to the ground. We're going to come back to a seat, so take your time. Feel free, you can sit on a cushion if you want to. And just bring your soles of your feet together in front of you. And we're just going to pay attention to the feet just for a few minutes. So bring in your thumbs to the arches of the feet. So if you were at the retreat on Saturday, we did a little bit of a massage on the feet. We're not going to focus too much here this evening, but just really get those thumbs into your feet, your toes, maybe the top of the feet, maybe even into the ankles. Just give the lower leg a bit of a squeeze, almost like that Chinese burn. That motion from when we were a child, just squeeze and rinse. Really good. Switch sides. Massaging around the ankles, relaxing through the shoulders. And then just briefly bringing your hands up. So you're going to start to massage one hand into the palm. Feet are still in cobbler's pose, all the way into the fingers, other palm. Take a moment just to stretch through those hands. Do some circles with the wrists. And again, just squeeze and twist gently the arms, the forearms. It's amazing how just that little bit of movement, that bit of pressure, that bit of touch to those areas of the body, back to the hands, and then release. Shake off the hands. And then bring your feet, your hands to rest around your feet. Inhale, open up through your chest. Exhale, folding forward. So either keep those elbows tucked in, coming into like your own little cave, or maybe the elbows come out to the side. It's entirely up to you. 2 more breaths here. Inhale, slowly rolling up. Okay, from here, coming down onto the ground. If you have a cushion, so I brought a couple of blankets with me this evening. So if you have a cushion, you can use your cushion now for your head. In a moment, we'll put the blanket over, but just come down to the ground. Just feel your head into your cushion if you have one. Straight away, there is that nurturing feeling. It's always quite good to have the shoulders off of the pillow if you're able to, and just the head resting. Just take a moment here, maybe even doing some pelvic tilts. If your pillow's too high, then I would say possibly not lifting the hips up off the ground, okay? We don't want to crunch through the neck, so if it's too high, maybe just do some pelvic tilts here. Just get a little bit of movement in through the body. Relaxing through the face. So you literally can do what feels good here. So if you need to bring the knees into the chest, leave your knees, a little bit of a squeeze, rocking from side to side. We are going to come into a twist. So just take a moment, working out what you need. Then bringing the feet back down to the floor if they were lifted. Cross the legs over, like completely over, like you were sat in a chair. And then use your hands to just help you lift your hips over towards the right side, and then allow your knees to fall to the left. You can cactus the arms here if you want to. So where the elbows are bent, you can just bring the backs of the hands to the floor, maybe spinning those knees over to the left side. If it's too much for the leg crossover, because it does increase the twist into this hip into the side, you can uncross the legs. Okay, so just working out what works for you. It's too much with the arms at cactus, you can bring your palms to the ground. You can even bring your hands to just rest on your right ribs here. Just really feeling into this stretch. Take a breath. Slowly unravel the legs and then roll them back through center. Lifting the hips just to bring them into center, and then crossing the left leg over the right. Use your hands to lift your hips over towards the left, and then allow the knees to fall towards the right side. In this twist all the way to the left side of the body. If you want to, you can turn your gaze to the opposite direction. And just notice, how do you feel? Take one more breath here. Exhale, uncross those legs and then slowly roll back. Do anything you now need to do to be comfortable. So maybe it's rocking the legs from side to side to get some movement in the hips. Maybe it's taking a stretch, whatever you need. And then if you have another blanket, maybe using your blanket to cover you up now, coming into our savasana. So just get a little bit comfy. You can even have a blanket underneath you as well if you want to. You can bring as many blankets as you want to this class and just settle in. So just take up a little bit of space here. Get comfortable. If lying on your back isn't comfortable, you can lie on your side or your front. You can even do this sat in a chair. So just arrived, like truly arrived. Tune into the sounds that you can hear, maybe in your house, maybe in the room that you're in. Just notice them. Notice the sounds outside. Maybe it's so quiet. I can hear all the birds chirping outside. Love this time of the evening. It's like wildlife comes alive, claiming back their space. I want you to claim back this space. Space within you. So quite often our daily lives restricts our space, not just physically, whether we're in a car or in an office, limited space that we're allowed to be in. But the space within, how our body changes, the postures we make, for the work that we do or the things that we do in our life. So really allow your body to have some space here. Double your size. Imagine you're growing even bigger. Breathing that breath into that space. When we fully let go and surrender, just notice if you're gripping in your hands or in your face. Quite often we will hold certain positions, maybe in your elbows and your shoulders. You can adjust slightly. Then take that full surrender. Really allow yourself to be here. There's nowhere else to be apart from this moment now. And now. And now. Every moment is different. So we have to really tune in. Lean in a little closer. And notice that breath. Want to come back to the box breathing. Keep that focus here, and feel free to do so. Maybe just notice the breath and the sounds around you. We'll come to stillness now for 5 minutes. Just enjoy. Just another minute. Before you move anything, just really tune into your body. Maybe the body feels really light. Maybe your body feels really heavy. Just notice how your body feels here. And then really, really slowly, just start to move your little toe. Be trickier than you think. Start to move next toe, and the next, and the next. And depending on how many toes you have, you might now be at your big toe. Just really start to wiggle the toes, wiggle the feet. Just notice how the legs feel. And then stop. And then the same with the hands. Just wiggle the little finger, the ring finger, the middle finger, the index finger, and the thumb. And just get some movement in the hands, maybe clenching and releasing. And then moving the hands and feet together. Maybe start to increase that movement from small to bigger, taking a stretch. On the inhale and exhale, release. You can keep your eyes closed, or feel free to gently open them now. And make your way over onto one side. And then gently making your way up into a comfortable seat. Just take a moment. Hands can be wherever. Mine are just gently resting in my lap. Take a full breath. Notice how you feel. Hopefully there's that real sense of calmness, sense of ease, warm fuzziness. Enjoy the rest of your evening, whatever you choose to do. Hands gently at your heart. From me to you, thank you for coming. I'll see you again soon, perhaps tomorrow. Namaste.